Coming a little bit late to the battle, and wow, just overwhelming me once again with these Hydralisks. Wow, this is why they're so strong against gateway units. What do I have going on? Am I getting robotics facility or anything? Yes, finally putting one down, realizing that I need something. Do I have a Twilight Council? Yes, I got Blink coming. Oh man, why am I getting Blink? Even Chrono Boost and my Chrono Boost usage falling behind because of everything that is going on in this game. It looks like I've made a couple of, at least one more Void Rid over here. And my opponent commander trying to scout with his overlord, gonna take out these destructible rocks as well, and he probably has the advantage right now. I mean, this is not a lot of forces, definitely a lot of zealots, but the Hydralisks are just gonna be able to pound them right out. Charge already, research. Okay, so that is why I was researching Blink, probably because I was suspecting some Mutalisks coming. But look at these, the Hydralisks are taking out every single zealot. I'm just barely able to overwhelm these forces. Just a couple of units remaining. No upgrades for myself. What about my opponent? He has 0-0 as well. No air upgrades, probably no Spire. This what? A Void Ray over here harassing the main, being taken out by one queen. I thought I had this, but I guess I did not. More Hydralisks coming in just in case more Void Rays come out. And I'm trying to be aggressive here, but I think I'm being a little bit too aggressive. I should definitely try to macro up, especially because I have so many minerals. I mean, I'm behind in the units lost, still not by a lot. I mean, 2,000 is a sizable amount, but not at the end of the game, obviously. But not a very good position to be playing from. I'm actually a little bit ahead on supply, but again, I think it's because of the workers count. Yes, it is. 52 workers to 32, and this Hydralisks are going to engage my army again, and not, like I'm saying, they're just going to overwhelm me, pound me to the ground. And what do I have for this? I'm making an Immortal, which I realize not the best unit against the Hydralisks, but I just have too many minerals at this point in time. Trying to macro up as fast as possible. Looks like a Robotics Bay going down over here. No upgrades on the way for myself. Definitely one thing I should have done to make my units more efficient, and even expanding here because I want to make. I'm starting to notice that my minerals are going down and my gas is not. So getting an extra mineral patches here will allow me to boost up, taking the Stelnau Watchtower to make sure that no units start to sneak in here and try to overwhelm my expansion over there. Excuse me, so much going on in this game. Like I said, even transferring a couple pros because I've mined myself out of the main over here, and these zealots just taking a defensive position because I realized that this base has been, these rocks have been breached. My opponent getting his second expansion over here, his third base, I guess you would call it. Kind of late, I would say. He probably could have afforded to do this a little bit earlier, but I was being very aggressive, so I guess he couldn't really know how aggressive I was going to be. Even going for the scout over here, gonna see all of my tech. Oh man, this is so bad. I remember this part of the game. He manages to see everything going on in my base. I myself even spawning a couple of stalkers to take it out, but really what good does it do if all these overlords are coming? So I'm gonna intercept this overlord with the Void Rays at the very least to get him back for scouting all my tech. Not gonna be very good for me. Immediately making Corruptors because he knows that there are Colossus on the way. I mean, if this is going on, there's really not much else that's going to come out here other than the Colossus. Finally getting on the upgrades, and it looks like my minerals are starting to come down a little bit, but not a lot, not sufficient, I would have to say. Not even keeping up with my warp gate production, probably a little bit too distracted here, moving with the probes. I should probably put a couple of cannons down here as well and put the gas, there you go, gas extractors, assimilators. And these units just chilling here. It looks like both of us are starting to take a little bit more defensive positioning. And what is all this mass here moving? Those are just overlords, spore crawlers all over the place, infestation pit, which means the hive is probably going to come out sometime soon. Spiral already out, so Mutalisks is definitely something that could have been used in this game to harass me to no end. Yeah, the main being fully saturated at this point in time, and myself going to pull out a little bit here, and this is actually a very good move by myself. I gotta say I got the advantage, but because of these Corruptors are going to completely nullify the Colossus, I almost think that I should have probably just kept attacking the Hydralisk and let this Colossus fall, because it looks like he's going to fall either way. I mean, look at this, the Colossus would have obliterated these Hydralisks, but I'm forced to retreat because of the Corruptors not having enough anti-air to deal with them, and now, I mean, that's such a huge investment that just went to complete waste. One more Colossus over here, morphing in more Stalkers because I realized there are Corruptors in the air, and I got a huge army of Void Rays over here. 4 Void Rays, that is actually a lot. That is over 1,000 minerals, I believe, or just 1,000 minerals. For those of you that do not play Protoss Player, this expansion fully mining the gold, so that means I am boosting myself. And it looks like I'm going to put more gateways here because a couple of cannons, which, yeah, there you go. That's a smart thing to do. I just put a couple of cannons down there and macro up some units over here. Not much else going on. Looks like I'm finally realizing I'm being far too aggressive. I need to be a little bit more careful with how I push out and when I push out. I need to put an observer out just so I can start taking out this creep. I cannot let the Zerg player take up all this creep all over the place. And look at this. This third is starting to become saturated and actually going here for the harass with the void race and moving in here with the same time over here. But these corruptors, there are so many corruptors, they're going to take out this colossus almost immediately. Not going to be able to do the damage that it needs to do, but these void races here being very annoying, going to take out that expansion. Once they do, they're going to get out of here. No, they are not. I've already lost 2 to the spore crawlers. I'm going to lose the rest to these corruptors, so I realize at this point in time, I guess, that there is no point in going colossus or void race because there are far too many corruptors for me to effectively deal with them at this moment. And this, yeah, like I said, no more colossus for me, just one more coming out and trying to macro up, waiting for these warp gates to turn into gateways turn into warp gates, excuse me. Only putting down 3, probably should have put down a 4th one, making Phoenix because there's so many corruptors in the air that I need to do something about them. I don't want to get corrupted all over the face, so give me one more second. I'm going to take another water break here. Oh man, so much going on in this game, and yeah, it looks like calm after the storm, like I tend to say in some of my other games. My opponent commander here just macroing up, mining out his expansion, and fully, this is just about fully mined over here, but really not very high on the minerals over here. This is the expansion he really wants to be focused. He should be focusing on mining out right now, and looks like I'm taking out a 4th base over here, being very risky, but I figured that the Zerg player probably cannot afford to keep production very much more from this, and actually morphing in a lot of stalkers here because I want to protect this one colossus. Although, is it even really worth it? Considering just how many corruptors there are in the air. Look at this, 6, 7, 8, 9 corruptors, even an observer following them around, excuse me. Probably should start taking out this creep, moving the colossus because I see those corruptors coming in and I want to be able to destroy them with the stalkers first before they hit the colossus, and morphing in some high Templar 4 storms, although storms not even researched at the moment. It is being researched currently, and look at this. Commander has full view of my army composition and everything, so he knows exactly what I'm doing, what I'm up to. Although it doesn't look like he has, he doesn't see the expansion yet, but I'm sure he can probably figure out that something is going down there. Definitely one thing I should say is he should make sure that he is if you're any player, you should make sure you're scouting. I mean, this late in the game, you want to make sure your opponent's not hiding expansions from you. And actually taking a couple of creep tumors out here, but it looks like I missed this one over here. And gonna have a huge confrontation over here. These corruptors coming in to take out the colossus, but there's only one. Even if they do manage to take it out, they're not going to be doing much else. Using feedback here to take out the corruptors, but not doing a lot of much damage. Zergling's taking out the High Templars, where these stalkers blink right in front of the Hydralisk, doing all the massive damage because the Zealots have just taken out the Chargelets, were able to whittle down the forces, and now this Archon harassing a little bit here in the back, and it looks like my opponent's just barely going to be able to stop it. But I mean, all these Corruptors are doing nothing. A lot of them were fed back, so not only are they weak, but they cannot use their Contaminate or Corruption ability. And really, I think he's in a very tricky position right now. I'm still behind in the resources lost, but I mean, I've got the gold, and this is like completely mined out. If you were to take this out right now, really what I'm losing is the gateways, not even the minerals. That is not a lot of minerals. These Phoenix just chilling here, being little Phoenix, and actually a bunch of Chargelets coming over here, trying to take out these Hydralisks, and wow, an Infestor running around as well. It looks like he's trying to lure me out into a more defensive position so he can micro up a little bit more. Sorry for the lag, I don't know what's going on. I think something happened with Battle, it got disconnected or something. And anyway, I say, if you want to dance, if you want to take me over there to your base, I'm just going to go ahead and take out this fully exposed expansion and gonna harass it as much as possible as I can. Completely destroying all the mining. I think I took out all the probes almost, and my opponent commander here just down to 33 probes, up to my 56. More stalkers coming in here. Gadara and Amulet being researched. Phoenix just chilling here because I realized there are too many corruptors for me to take him head on. Corruptors are armored units. They are very strong. They have 200 HP. And Phoenix are not very strong, and they only do damage, bonus damage against light. But really, what is going on here? Brood Lords. Oh boy. Not a very good thing for me, but at this point of the game, I think it's not going to matter too much. Looks like my Zealots are going to be able to overwhelm these Hydralisk forces. Can't even see because of all the Corruptors that are going up here. Should be using the Corruptibility, Contaminate ability, Corruptibility, so that I take extra damage. But most of the forces have gone down. These Phoenix coming a little bit late to the party. Broodlords morphing in right away, blinking, trying to blink out of them and try to take out the Broodlords individually, but it looks like those Broodlings are going to be a little bit too much of a pest. I want to take a look and see what's going on here. Take out the screen is going to stop the production, but I mean, wow, my opponent doesn't have anything right now. He has a couple of minerals, and that's about it. Once those mineral patches are done, he's going to have to GG out of this. So I really don't know what he can do at this point of the game. I've definitely been a little bit behind the whole game in supply in terms of units lost, but somehow I guess just because I expanded so aggressively, I mean, look at this. I've completely mined myself out here, completely mined myself out of gas and everything here. My upgrades are 301, and my opponent commander here forced to call GG like a good player that he is. And actually staying a little bit in here, let's see, good timing on the Zealots, he says. And I say thank you because I appreciate the compliment, and I believe, yes, there you go, I said good time in the Corruptors. And the Overlord, I said, man, that Overlord really messed me up because he was able to see the Colossus, which would have overwhelmed, would have ran over, the steamrolled, I mean, it would have just destroyed the Hydralisk army if it had been up here. But I think for my opponent, he was able to scatter, but I guess it did not matter in the end. These Broodlords being annoying and taking out the Zealots and finally using the Corruptibility, but a little bit too late, I have to say. What else is coming up here? A bunch of Stalkers, making sure that there's not another expansion over here. And yeah, myself saying that Overlord sack was very annoying because you got to see my Colossus. And yeah, I mean, we're just kind of waiting here, chatting it up, not being kind of friendly, not doing too much, and taking out these Broodlords, and Commander leaves the game. So I hope you guys liked it. This was another of my StarCast game. Not really much else going on here, nothing specifically. Actually, no, I take that back. I'm going to put this in the Craft Your Craft series because I think this was very good to show how a hidden expansion can turn the tide of the game. And look at this, I completely mined out this gold mineral line, and I think if it had not been because of this, I probably would have lost, although my macro was a little bit behind too, so maybe that might have affected how I played. But definitely getting this gold, I mean, really allowed me to just start being very, very aggressive, and it didn't matter that I was losing units because I was still mining so much and making so many minerals. If we take a look at the resources lost tab, I mean, I've just barely caught up with my opponent, even though I won the game and he was running off of 2 base for the whole game and I was running off of 4 base just about. I just barely broke even. So as you can see, that is one good thing about hiding expansions like this, is that you can pretty much just throw away units at your opponent until he dies. Don't recommend, that is not a very good strategy to do. I am just saying that it can, hidden expansions when used properly can give you the upper hand even if you have the lower hand or are losing the hand for some reason because you're making dumb decisions like being too aggressive when you shouldn't be. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I will leave you guys with that. Please, if you like, rate, subscribe, comment, check out my channel, check out other commentators' channels like Husky StarCraft, HC StarCraft, Day 9, and yeah, I think that's it. Check out my other videos on my channel, and yeah, there's so much going on in this game. It's been kind of long, so I'm a little bit scatterbrained here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut the video off before I start tripping up all over my words again, and I will see you guys next time, and have a good day.